Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut to getting informed, breaking down sources to find the key insights. And today, well, we're tackling something pretty universal. The fact that, life can get really hard sometimes.
Yeah.
We're doing this through maybe an unusual source. It's excerpts from a YouTube transcript. The video is called Remember the Good Times from a channel called Retro Seedz topic.
Right, not your typical self-help guru or anything.
Exactly. This is more like a lyrical piece. It's raw, kind of candid, but it has this really insightful take on resilience. So our mission here is to unpack its main message, this idea of deliberately, remembering and leaning into the good times. We want to see how that perspective might give you some valuable insights for your own life. Things like personal growth, family stuff, dealing with society, chasing happiness, even when life, and the source is very vivid here, sucks horse dick.
Huh, yes, quite the phrase.
It is. So we're aiming to pull out some practical wisdom you can actually use. Okay, let's dive in with that opening line because, wow, it just grabs you.
It really does.
Yeah. The source just comes right out with, life get hard sometimes, life sucks horse dick. Super blunt.
No filter there?
None at all. But then, almost in the next breath, there's this constant refrain, but hey man, gotta remember the good times. So you get this immediate tension, right? It acknowledges the awful stuff, but insists on looking somewhere else. What do you think is going on there, starting so viscerally?
Well, it's fascinating because it taps right into something psychologists talk about, selective attention. It's not pretending the bad stuff isn't happening.
Clearly not.
Right. It's about consciously deciding, okay, where am I going to put my focus right now? It's not like fake positivity. It feels more like a mental exercise, a kind of cognitive reframing.
Okay, reframing, changing how you look at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the idea is that by doing that, by anchoring yourself in past good feelings or successes, you actually build up your ability to handle the next tough thing that comes along.
That makes a lot of sense. And it connects to that line, we ain't promised tomorrow, so you got to live for the day. It's like carpe diem, but maybe with more grounding in past strength, not just future uncertainty.
Precisely. Seize the day, partly by drawing on the good days you've already had.
And it's not just theory, is it? The source immediately gets concrete, taking us back through specific memories.
Yeah, the examples are great.
Like way back when we were just breaking all the rules, having good laughs, was skipping school and smoking weed with some homies, that rap we used to hit the studio, record a few tracks. There's such specific, almost rebellious little snapshots.
Mm-hmm. And if you look at the bigger picture here, these aren't just random pleasant memories. They're almost like emotional fuel.
Fuel? How so?
Well, recalling moments like, skipping school or making music with friends, even if they were rule-breaking, they often tap into feelings of connection or freedom or creativity or just simple joy.
Okay, I see.
So these memories become like touchstones, little reminders stored away that say, hey, you've felt joy before, you've overcome things, you've connected with people. It's the mental toolkit, really, for when things feel bleak.
A toolkit built from past experiences. I like that.
Yeah.
And wow, the source really goes there, getting super personal about family next.
Yeah, it shifts gears quite deeply.
He gives this really warm, shout out my mama, I love your respect, you're like a queen, gave me motivation, always told me to pursue my dreams. Very positive.
Very loving, yeah.
But then, right alongside it, the struggles. Me and my daddy used to fight. You tried to keep the peace, and talking about distance told me, talk to my sister because we would barely speak.
Yeah.
It's just so honest about how messy family can be.
And that contrast raises a really interesting point, doesn't it? Thinking about that past conflict and then where things are now, it really highlights the whole journey of growth.
How so?
Well, the key bit is when he says, me and my family doing better, now we get along. That shift, that resolution, it didn't just happen. It points to the maturity needed, maybe on everyone's part, to mend those past problems. It shows growth isn't just internal, it often plays out in how we relate to others.
Yeah, bridging those gaps takes work. It shows real change.
Definitely.
And from that really personal family stuff, the source kind of zooms out again, looking at the bigger picture, society.
Right, the external pressures.
He says, too much political drama and war going on. Don't let division destroy us. We got to stay strong. Acknowledging the chaos out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this line that really jumped out at me. Some people want me dead because I spread positivity.
Yeah.
That's intense.
It is intense. And it's fascinating because it positions positivity not just as a personal choice, but almost as an act of defiance in a world that feels very divided or negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the source acknowledges all this external drama and war, the division, but makes a conscious commitment to counteract it, even if, apparently, that stance attracts hostility. That line, "some people want me dead," whether literal or figurative, suggests that just trying to be positive can feel like swimming against a really strong, cynical current.
So positivity as resistance. That's a powerful framing.
It is. And just to be clear for everyone listening, we're reporting on what the source says here, exploring the perspective it offers, not necessarily endorsing every specific viewpoint, but understanding the message being conveyed.
Absolutely. That's crucial. Okay, so from society back to the personal journey, the source tracks his own evolution, looking back at past mistakes.
Yeah, that self-reflection is key.
He mentions, back when we was young and dumb, we addicted to them drugs, which then leads to this clear turning point. Now I'm growing up. Yeah, I'm starting growing up. Had to be mature, that's for sure.
You really hear the shift there.
You do. And this maturity isn't just about feeling different. It's tied to practical things like wanting stability, wanting purpose. He says, I need that money coming in 100 ways, and wanting longevity, I'm trying to live out for another 100 days.
Right. And if we connect that to the bigger picture again, you see this arc, don't you? The past struggles, the young and dumb phase. They're just forgotten. They seem to fuel this drive towards being more responsible, more proactive.
Proactive how?
Well, he links it to be self-sufficient, but also provide for your team. So it's not just about him getting his own life together. It's about taking that growth and using it to contribute, to look after his people. It moves from just individual survival to something more community-focused.
From struggle to stability to contribution. That's quite the arc.
It really is.
And then the source kind of wraps it all up with this really energetic, almost relentless call to keep pushing forward no matter what.
Yeah, the energy definitely ramps up.
You hear it in lines like, I'm trying to smile, trying to make it through the rain. Yeah, I'm trying to stay positive even through the pain. Yeah. And repeating, I'm trying to do my thing, I'm trying to do my thing. That repetition of I'm trying, it doesn't sound weak, it sounds determined.
Exactly. It's not, I have achieved perfect positivity. It's, I am actively working at this constantly. It raises that final question, really. Okay, remembering the good times is step one. But what else does the source tell us about actually moving through the hard stuff?
Oh, what's the answer there?
Well, it seems to be about acknowledging change is constant. He says, I look at the sunny days. I know the weather change. Yeah, the world's going to rotate. There's this acceptance that things shift.
Okay.
So the advice becomes, you got to keep on moving. You got to make a way. You got to keep on grooving.
Yeah.
It's about persistence, adaptation. Don't get stuck. Keep finding your rhythm. Keep moving. Put your effort into navigating whatever comes. It's a very action-oriented conclusion.
Keep moving. Keep grooving. I like that. All right, so that brings us towards the end of this deep dive into Remember the Good Times. We've really unpacked quite a bit, haven't we?
We have. It's surprisingly layered.
Yeah, from the sheer power of actively, consciously remembering joy when things are tough to that whole journey of growth, both personal and in relationships.
Mm-hmm. And the resilience needed to face negativity, both internal and external.
Right. And that final essential point, progress takes effort. You got to keep moving. Keep making a way.
Exactly. It's not a passive process.
So here's something for you to think about as you head back into your week.
Mm-hmm.
We know from the source, and probably from our own lives, that life can get hard sometimes.
Understatement sometimes.
Totally.
Yeah.
But the wisdom offered here is to just remember the good times. So the question for you is, what specific good times, maybe a memory, maybe something small you can appreciate right now, can you consciously bring to mind, or maybe even create this week? And just notice how might focusing on that, even briefly, affect how you approach the next challenge, big or small, that life throws your way, something to chew on.